What's up, and welcome back to part 2 of our top 10 list. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jay.
I'm Mike.
All right, so let's get into this. What is number 5 on this list, Jason?
Number 5 on this list for me is Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
I'm going home.
No, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. 100%. It wasn't great, but it was one of those where.
Did you grow up on Beast Wars?
I did.
Then how dare you like this movie?
It wasn't bad. It was perception, right? So
Cheetor had no role in this movie. Was Rat Trap even in it?
I didn't watch it.
It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It was good.
I've never been so offended in my life.
After my first 2 Shia LaBeouf Transformers, I stopped.
As you should. Shia
LaBeouf did a good job. I ain't even mad.
Have you seen the cartoons?
Mm-hmm. I have.
Feel his head. Does he have a fever? Are you delirious?
Don't fucking touch me. I'm joking. Nah, it was
I'm like dumbfounded here.
Transformers
is your number 5?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't as bad as some of the movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
I was
number 5.
I was grading off of what I kind of enjoyed this year. When I looked at number 5, if we're looking at all time, it's not even on my list. But in 2023, out of all the movies that came out in 2023, it was okay.
Okay.
So, because the one thing that movie did that I liked was set up the introduction of G.I. Joe.
Yes.
So, do you know who Eric, is it Kip Creek? The dude who does The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Okay. He's doing this new comic book universe.
Kripke,
yeah, thank you. Is it Kripke or Kirkman? Kirkman, Walking Dead.
Robert Kirkman.
Thank you. Kripke is
the
boys. Kirkman from Walking Dead. He has a new comic book universe. I believe it's who's it through? I can't remember who's through, but it's called Skybound. But it's like a subprint, so it's not its own thing. It's a small thing like Vertigo was for DC. Okay. And it started with this series called Void Rivals, which I did not expect anything from, but is genius. Mm-hmm. But it sets up a new Transformers universe. So that we have 6 issues of Void Rivals out. Issue 4 of Transformers comes out and it's a new thing. So the Transformers story starts when the Ark crashes on Earth.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then on I think it was issue 2, you meet Duke. And so Duke just got his own comic book came out. Cobra Commander gets a comic book coming out I think this month.
Yeah.
So they're building a shared universe from the ground up right now with Transformers, G.I. Joe. That is genius.
That's great. I'm excited for it.
You should add this. You got to get it on the ground now because it's already coming out. So if you wait too long, you won't be able to find the early issues.
Yeah.
But it's so Duke just came out, and Transformers only has 3 issues out. 4th one comes out this week, so you still have time. Yeah. And Void Rivals is a sleeper hit. That's gonna blow. I thought that was gonna be the weak link. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's the strongest one out of all of them. But if you like Transformers,
I do.
This is what Transformers should be.
Right. But like I said, just based off of everything that's 2023 for movies, in my opinion, has not been a great year.
I disagree.
It hasn't been. 2022 was a fun year for movies for me. 2023 has a lot of misses.
I will tell you though,
there are hits and misses.
There are hits and misses.
Yeah.
I'm judging this movie unfairly harsh because I've like you said, after the first 2 Transformers movies, I stopped expecting anything out of them.
Yeah.
And then this one brought in the Maximals, and I love Beast Wars.
Yeah.
So for the first time in a long time, I held out hope.
Yeah.
And then this movie was like, why even have the Maximals in it? You did nothing with it.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that. Just it was I enjoyed it because it did barely take a hit on my 90s nostalgia growing up watching Beast Wars.
To me it did the opposite. It was just like you taunted me with it and then you pulled it away.
But at the same time, man,
and then right when I was going for a bite you were like, nah bitch, you get nothing.
I'm hoping they're setting it up for something more. And so I'm hoping we get our own Beast War movie. I'm looking at the possibility of what it could grow into.
Right. I guess. That might honestly be my biggest disappointment of the year because you didn't even have the Maximals really do anything.
I think it's a ladder. It's gonna come back.
I guess maybe if it's a ladder, all right. But I wanted so much more.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I wanted the Autobots and Maximals to team up. And it was like, here's the Autobots. Oh, yeah, and the Maximals are there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, what?
There's like no introduction?
2 Maximals have lines. The rest of them are just kind of in the background.
Yeah.
And one of them has lines. It's the girl, the bird. What's her name?
To John's defense on all that, he's absolutely right. They were used very minimally.
Except in the trailers where they were emphasized like crazy.
Yeah, it was a bait and switch. It was a bait and switch. But like I say, I'm holding out hope that it's going to be a stepping stone to our own
hit you with the Morbius.
They did, yeah. So I'm not trying to shit on your choice, Jason.
It's okay.
That movie disappointed, because I wanted so much from that movie, and that movie really disappointed me. Because I love the Maximals, man. And we didn't even get the Predacon Megatron.
Oh, that's sad.
Or Bumblebee. I wanted to see Bumblebee get shot out of the sky for all time shakes. Beast Wars was genius.
All right. So my next is What If Season 2.
I'm not done with that yet. I because of Christmas and everything like that, and it came out every day, which was such a weird choice.
Well, I mean, I think it was like Marvel's gift to us, like, hey, we're about to bring it in the new year with you guys, rather than have you week.
I get that. So, but that's why I'm behind. So I've watched the first 4 episodes. I'm gonna watch the rest this weekend.
Yes. Very. I think the artistic styling took a step forward.
I definitely agree with that. I loved the Hogan episode.
Yeah. It's a Die Hard. It's Die Hard.
It's Die Hard. It's Happy Hogan becoming John McClane and the Hulk at the same time.
Hilarious. I'm trying to cipher through which episode is
So the last episode I saw was the Tony Stark on the Game Master Planet with Gamora. So Gamora's the episode that was supposed to come out for season 1 but didn't.
Yeah, and it was kind of, part of me felt it was kind of weird that Gamora's story starts with Tony and kind of centers around Tony, but that is who Tony is. He is the catalyst.
Yeah, but I also think that episode was written and for last year. I don't think that was written for the season.
Right.
So I think it was actually even made last year, and then they couldn't fit it into the schedule, so they shelved it
because of COVID and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Because her character's in that one. I don't think they were like, let's do a prequel. I think it was supposed to come in, never did, and so they just threw it into this season. Because otherwise, that is a weird choice.
It is. The 10 Rings episode I loved because I loved Shang-Chi. I love Shang-Chi as a character.
Yeah.
And he's not even in it. It focuses on his dad and Hela. And it is really a deep dive into how first of all, Odin is a sucky dad. Odin sucks. And he did not give Hela the treatment that he gave Thor. He's like, all right, I'm gonna give him a chance. With Hela in the MCU, he's like, all right, well, I just gotta get rid of your ass.
It's so weird to me because in the comics, that's Loki's daughter.
Yeah. And then you have it be as though, hey, look, with the series, you have the reference. The whole series is, hey, I understood that reference.
Yeah.
That's the whole series. So when I remember seeing the Thor Easter egg. Like, sir, we found it, and it's the hammer in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
I was like, dude. So when it came out, I'm recalling where I was when I was watching this, and they're going beat for beat.
Marvel is one of the few companies that does nostalgia right. They really do know how to tap that feeling.
True.
In that sense.
What was? Oh yeah. The first episode is if Nebula joined the Nova Corps.
Yeah, that was good. That was interesting.
Which is basically Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It's basically a Blade
They really
Runner.
are just taking old storylines and plugging Marvel characters in, and they're doing it well.
And it fits.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching the last 5.
All right, and last thing I got to say about this is the 80s Avengers episode.
Oh, that was brilliant!
It was so cool.
With the young Star-Lord? That was brilliant.
Star-Lord, T'Chaka is cool with Howard Stark because his dad was like for years people were like, oh yeah, and Howard stole that vibranium from Wakanda.
No, it was like, oh, we had gave it
no,
to you.
it was a gift. You know, it was a gift. Yeah, we lost it in the Arctic. I was like, oh, they talking about Cap. And, you know, they bring Bucky in here. And
they do, like you said, man, they do Easter eggs better than anyone else. Like, they are killing that market.
There are questions. There are still questions. Well, how does this, like, in my heart, I can't wait for Blade to come out. But I'm like, we haven't seen vampires yet.
I'm so worried about that movie.
They rewrites, man.
They fired the entire creative staff.
And then I heard Marshall was going to walk for a minute because it was only 90 minutes.
And they were trying to make his daughter the lead character. And it's like, no, you can have that be a sequel movie, but the first movie needs to be about Blade.
And they said it was going to be rated R. I was like, I need my blood.
I don't know if I'm alone in this, but have you ever seen the Sticky Fingers Blade TV show?
I saw a little bit.
I like that show. I thought it was pretty decent.
I saw a little bit.
I liked it. All right, so my number 5 and 4 are kind of related, but for 5... I put, because this year I watched all of Power. So I put Power Book 4, Season 2. I really loved it. I just fell into a wormhole and just did nothing but watch the Power universe for like a few months. That's all I did.
All right, you know how I feel about this.
You don't like Power?
It's not that I don't like Power. It's just... I watch things and I'm like, oh, I would have did that differently.
That's fine. I just enjoyed it. It was, to me, it was something I never watched. My friend turned me on to it and I was like, all right, I'll finally watch it. And I enjoyed it. It was a fun ride. So 5 and 4 are both Power seasons that came out. One was Book 4 and one was Book 2.
Oh, wow.
So that's my 5 and 4. So you guys can go to 4, then we'll skip my 4. But if you didn't like it, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about it.
No. I loved it.
So
it's just certain things I would have did differently.
This is where we start getting hard because.
Well, then, hold on.
Pause.
So do you like Tommy's story or
Ghost?
Ghost Story better?
I like Ghost.
I like Ghost Story better.
I do too. I think it's better. That's why that was number 4 on my list.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely become more. I hated him on the original show. The son was like the worst character.
Quit acting like that.
But he grew up so much.
Like Canon.
No. That's 50 Cent. That's Book 3. That's the only one that didn't make this list. I do like it, but
the only one that didn't make the list.
Tariq is his name.
Gotcha.
Ghost was his father, but they named the show after him because I guess he's trying to fill that void.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy those shows. But all right, so you're number 4.
So this is where it starts getting hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because
you didn't make this list?
no, actually, I know what else.
Oh, because you're fighting TV shows and movies.
No, just these are movies all from here.
Oh, okay.
But
did you do a second show or?
Well, I
you only did one show.
School Spirit was my honorable mention.
Oh, okay. You didn't actually have that as your list.
It was just my honorable mention.
Because I just remember in the beginning you said 2 shows.
It's School Spirit and Queen's Gambit.
Oh, okay.
So for this one is gonna be Sound of Freedom.
I have not seen that, but I've heard a lot about it.
I've heard a lot.
It hit hard, man. I was like, it was so beautifully shot, beautifully done. It
About
was,
helping kids or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
trafficking. It was very well done.
I heard a lot of good things about it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I watched it when it came out in theater. It was good, but besides that, it was
I'm gonna check it out.
You need to.
I think it's on Amazon.
All right.
Yeah.
I definitely I saw. I didn't see it advertised, but I saw like I'm on my phone all the time, so it was like, yeah, check this movie out. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it.
It's a great movie.
My number 4, which I saw recently, so would be Iron Claw.
I haven't seen that,
bro.
You saw that, right?
It's too high on your list. Iron Claw needs to be closer to 1.
Closer to 1.
Closer to 1, like higher on my. You said it's too low.
It's too low on your list. I'm sorry.
It's that.
So it should have been.
It should have been closer to 1.
Like best movie of the year,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's that. If you don't already know, Iron Claw is my number 1.
Okay.
So,
well, I mean, it cracked my top 5 for sure. It is one of those because we live in Texas. It is a very sad story.
But it's the cornerstone of Texas, and any real Texan who we all know the Von Erichs and stuff like that.
You talking about royalty?
Royalty, and so
I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
You're lying.
He's from
I'm not
he's from the
Texan.
he's from the shittiest state in the country,
The
California.
best state
Well,
in the country, California.
I'm from North Carolina, but I have my family
but-
wrestles. Like, I mean, well, obviously not to this degree.
All of my wrestling
team.
knowledge, though, is from the Attitude Era of WWE.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
I'm talking about middle school, high school wrestling team. My father, my
I'm sorry,
grandfather.
my knowledge is only from the Attitude Era of
I
WWE.
understand.
That's all I got.
I understand. And
Yeah.
I think the Four
I'm
Horsemen-
gonna watch it just for the cast, but I didn't
Yeah.
know
the
anything
Four
about the
Horsemen
story.
kind of took what the Von Erichs did, but they're not family. You know, they kind of, hey, we're tight,
Who?
we're tight knit. The Four Horsemen,
Oh, the Four Horsemen. You're talking
Yeah.
about
Ric Flair,
Ric Flair and was it Sergeant? No, Sergeant Slaughter wasn't in that. Four Horsemen. That was Ric Flair. Hold on, man. It's been a while. Is that Piper or what's his name?
War, Death, Famine, and Pestilence. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Stop. Anyway,
Those are the
I'm-
real
I'm-
Four
I'm done,
Horsemen.
I'm
I'm
done,
sorry.
I'm done.
The wrestling Four
The
Horsemen.
wrestling Four Horsemen. But anyway,
No, I know, but you
um,
weren't coming up with anything.
It was Flair.
We got Flair.
Why do I keep wanting to call the Irish dude? What is his name, dog?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Bro, it's killing me because I keep wanting to call
Why?
him.
Just say it.
I keep wanting to call him
Good.
Scottie Pippen, and I know that's not right.
Even I know that's wrong.
I know it's wrong, but for some reason the pipe
You
back
talking about Roddy Piper?
Roddy Piper, Rowdy Piper. That's it.
But he's
I don't know why.
War, Death, Famine, Pestilence. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
But did you say Irish?
Scottish.
That's offensive to my people.
I'm both, so it doesn't matter.
Any-
I'll offend both of our people for us.
Anyway, you know,
If I have no
there's
Scottish
people that
people.
you come across. Zac Efron, you know, bro, I think he's like 4.5% body fat in this. Chiseled. Who else is in it? Oh boy from Bear and
Put some respect on his name.
I don't know his name. I only know him as Lip.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen. Okay, now it's in there. It's in there now. Appreciate you. I learned something new.
He plays Lip and Shameless. He
Yeah.
plays.
I've only seen the first 3 episodes of Shameless.
He was
He's
in the first.
three
he was in the
episodes.
But I mean, like, that's not a show that I've spent a lot of time memorizing.
It's okay. It's not great, but it's a good watch.
I like around season 8, 9. I'm like,
It gets a little rough after season 7.
But yeah, I think
Again, I
I think
got through the
he's an
first 2
awesome actor.
episodes.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's great. In everything I've seen him in. So to have both of them in this was really cool.
What else is he in?
The Bear.
I haven't seen it.
It's Hulu.
Yeah, no, the cooking show, right?
Fantastic.
I heard
show.
it's good. I haven't seen it.
It is. It's fantastic.
Just
They don't pay the writers enough.
phenomenal acting and how they I saw the last Von Erich son. I can't remember his name, but I remember seeing the interview and he's like, yeah, you know, my dad was rough, but he wasn't the only one. Like that was the role of a young man back in there. Like you seen and not heard, which is somewhat how I grew up. So I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you know, you focus on the good out of this story.
But see, that I also want people to go into the Von Erich story, the Iron Claw, as take it with a grain of salt, because you got to remember it's still a film, and it's, even though it is a biopic, it's not 100% accurate. A lot of the years are wrong. A lot of the stuff that happened, like, you know, the death of Carrie Von Erich, you know, they showed all the deaths at once or one after another, and then it's just a lot of, and then they leave out Chris Von Erich, who Chris Von Erich was, you know, they leave out the story of Chris, and they leave out, they act like Kevin and his wife in the movie had a great marriage, which they divorced even before Carrie's death. I believe it was before Carrie's death. They even divorced. You know, even mom and dad, Fritz Von Erich and Dottie, they divorced before. You know, but then in the movie that showed that they divorced after everything was done. It was just, just walk into the movie with a grain of salt, but
knowing
that it took a lot of creative differences with what actually happened. With that being said, the Von Erichs is a movie is a family you really need to deep dive into. Their story, their Texas story of putting wrestling on the map for us, it is phenomenal. They were the backbone of Texas wrestling.
Like all the
Stone Cold wouldn't have a platform without the Von Erichs.
I feel like Jason from the last episode in this one.
Yeah,
he woke up. This one, my pick woke him up.
Because I'm a big wrestling fan, and especially Texas.
Yeah, but now I know nothing. I'm just like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
But that's why I'm trying to, but Stone Cold.
I love Stone Cold.
But without the Von Erichs, there wouldn't be a Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Without the Von Erichs, there wouldn't be a Shawn Michaels, because these Von Erichs created the platform to be seen that wrestling promoters will look at Texas athletes, or Texas wrestlers. Vince McMahon actually signed Kerry Von Erich to a contract, and then Kerry Von Erich went on to win one world title and some minor championships, but he represented Texas the whole time he was doing it, just like Stone Cold. That's the reason why in the wrestling industry, Texas is taken so highly, because two of its highest profitable superstars, Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, came from here. And it was all thanks to the Von Erichs building that platform to be seen by other wrestling promotions.
I definitely have to watch it. The cast looks incredible, so I wanted to watch it just for that. But I don't know any of the real life story stuff.
It's definitely something to check out. You're not wasting your time. You spend as much time deep diving into the Von Erichs as you do Marvel and comics.
So go back into when I was a little kid and then become obsessed with it my entire life.
Yes.
Okay.
But I love the Von Erichs, and they're a really sad story, and it's not a happy ending.
Well, this definitely seems like a good pick, because it definitely got you guys talking.
It is very deep rooted.
Iron Claw was too low for him.
It's too low for him, but I mean,
for me.
It is very deep grain. That's why I had to put it in my top 5.
Okay. And that was your number 4.
Yeah.
All right, so Jay, what's your number 3?
My number 3, I had my picks here. I was going through the
Don't
movie.
worry, my number 3 is a Texas thing. Since you guys want to be all proud.
It actually was...
I'm not from here.
Guardians of the Galaxy was my number 3, volume 3.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Didn't he spend most of this
my
episode talking shit
goodness.
about Marvel?
Ooh.
Wasn't this whole podcast? Oh, you know what? The last episode is Fuck Mike. The next episode is Jason the Hypocrite.
No, I like one. I like the. I like the movie. It was good. It was fun.
It was really good.
I think hell just froze over.
I think so too.
What makes y'all think I've never watched Marvel?
You just said I refuse to watch Marvel.
I've watched.
Play it
You
back.
think? Hold on. Let me finish.
I'm gonna clip it.
Can I finish? May I finish? Sure. Huh? Kanye West? Can I finish?
You ain't got the answers.
You don't know the answers.
Let me backtrack real quick.
Nah, cause see, I did want to finish the Guardians, cause I started the Guardians.
Did you watch the holiday special?
I did. It was really
that
good.
was genius.
It was good, but like I did want to finish the Guardians, cause I started that back before my hatred for Disney. I like Thor. I wanted to finish Thor. I'm not got quite the courage up to watch that Love and Thunder.
Don't do it.
I don't want to.
It got Nathan Fillion in it, and that's a good thing.
I love Nathan Fillion.
No, it doesn't. Guardians 3 has Nathan Fillion in it. I'm sorry.
Like,
there's nothing good about Love and Thunder.
No. Yes, there is. They wasted Christian Bale. I'm gonna tell you right now. Christian Bale was acting his ass off in that beginning.
Although they did say that Thor 5 is going to be darker, and if they have the ending of Love, I'm just going to spoil things for you because you don't ever want to watch it. They set up Hercules as the next villain. I would watch that. A darker version of Thor with Hercules as the villain.
It depends how they're going to do Hercules, though, because Hercules can be a pretty dark story. So
it's Marvel Comics Hercules. They have their own Hercules going back years.
All right, so
he's an alcoholic, womanizer. He's an Avenger, but sometimes they kick him out because he's too much of an asshole. Marvel's version of Hercules is pretty interesting.
Well, it's actually pretty accurate. That's if you look back on Greek mythology, Hercules.
Yeah, well, you got that, and then you also have the I mean, I would just wish they would redo 4 so bad. I would like, but
it's. I like what's his name, Taiki.
Taika.
Taika. I like him. I think he's funny, and he took the wrong lessons from Ragnarok, and he doubled down.
I
on
definitely think the studio was like, "Hey, you see what you do with Ragnarok? Do that times 10."
Because Ragnarok still had heart.
Yes,
it did both perfectly.
Yes,
but they went too far in the humor and got rid of the heart.
Bro, them goats screaming. I was the second scream. I was like, "Oh, this about to get old."
Yeah.
They screamed like 17 times. I was
and
like,
I kind of feel like they wasted Jane Foster's Thor.
Yeah, they kind of they sped. Oh, they rushed.
And like, if you're going to introduce her as Thor, you do that for a trilogy. You don't throw it for a throwaway one movie. To me, that just seemed like a waste. Like, why even introduce her if you're going to have her out that same movie?
I would have did it for at least 2 movies.
I would have too. Yeah. And one of them would have been an Avengers movie.
Yeah,
I would have introduced her in this movie as Thor. Had real Thor go off on a quest or something. And then had her in the next Avengers movie, and then had him come back.
So Thor 4 wouldn't have focused on our Thor. It would have.
No, it would have been her. In fact, that's what it should have been. Thor should have been in Guardians 3,
Meanwhile,
and she should have been Thor in this movie. That would have been a better movie.
Dope.
But I did love Guardians 3. I don't know how we got so heavily into Thor. Guardians 3 was really good. Rocket Story.
We got there because I said, before I started hating Disney Marvel, I did watch a lot of it. But I watched Thor, I watched the Hulk, I watched a little bit of the Amazing Spider-Man, and then I watched.
Amazing Spider-Man wasn't MCU. That was
right. I'm just saying, Marvel in general. It wasn't up until last year that I've gotten my fuck Disney, fuck Marvel hat on. And so I did want to finish the Guardians because I watched 1 and 2.
And James Gunn is a master storyteller.
Yeah, he's really good.
I'm excited to see what he does with DC.
Yeah.
I really am excited to see what he does with DC. And I'm glad that Marvel brought him back for the ending of Guardians because they fired him, remember?
Yeah, for his tweets.
So I'm glad they brought him back to finish off the trilogy because that story could not have been told by anyone but James Gunn. That is very much a James Gunn movie.
Very much so.
And Rocket Story was... Oh, you better stop watching my...
What you
stop
got?
acting like Jason.
What you got?
But it was very much Rocket Story, and it was very moving and touching. And I like the High Evolutionary. I thought they could have done him a little better, like made him a little more menacing.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
I like the closing book on Rocket because he was like, the whole time he's like, ain't no raccoon. And ain't nothing like me but me. And bro, you're a trash panda. And stuff like that. And all these jokes. And then he finally's like, raccoon. And then he accepts that. And I thought that was so dope.
And I do love that it ends setting up a new Guardians team with him in the center. Mm-hmm. And I also love, I thought this movie was going to be Star-Lord trying to get back with Gamora. And I like that they put that to rest.
Yeah.
It's not the same Gamora. That's never going to happen. And then both kind of moving on. Her accepting, okay, that version of me did love you, but that's not me. And him accepting, you're not her.
You're not her.
And them going their own ways. And I love that the ending's like the legendary Star-Lord will return. I'm like, all right. That was a really good pick, Jason.
Yeah.
That was a good pick.
Thank you.
My next is Creed 3.
Creed 3 made my top movie list, but didn't make this list. But I loved Creed 3.
Yeah. There's so many, first of all, there's so many anime.
I went into that movie expecting to hate it because of what happened to Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, which had nothing to do with Michael B. Jordan. It had to do with the producers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how am I going to watch a Rocky movie without Rocky?
And it kind of was like, dang,
And you do kind of miss him, but I feel like he would have taken away from the story. It was good that he was not in it.
Yeah, true. There is that, like I said, there's all these anime,
Oh, you could tell Michael B. Jordan's a nerd. You could. Because this was his first directorial debut, was it not?
Yeah.
He killed it. I honestly think this was the best Creed movie. For my money, it was the best Creed movie. Because Creed 1 is just Rocky. It's almost beat by beat Rocky. Creed 2 was good, but it was, let's finish up Rocky's biggest storyline and kind of send that to rest. Mm-hmm. So neither one of those movies is really its own story. This was all Creed.
When it's like, it's just me and you in here. The punch.
Oh, and the fight, like you said, real anime style. But that final fight was genius.
Very much so.
The only criticism I have of this movie is that I think it should have been the fourth movie. I think there should have been, because remember Creed retires in this movie,
Yeah.
and then he comes out of retirement for it. So we've only had 2 Creed movies. You should have let him have his career a little longer, and then had him retire.
Who would he fight? Clubber Lang's son?
Oh, no, have another original character just for him. I just think there should have been a movie inserted in the middle of 2 and 3.
True.
But I have no complaints about this movie in and of itself. I thought it was genius. And I love that Michael B. Jordan is setting up a universe. There's a thing called Creed Next Round. It's a 4-issue comic book series. Mm-hmm. It's already done. You could probably find a trade. The daughter is learning how to fight, and she enters the tournament.
You see her.
Yes.
Bro, and the fact that
So the setup from that movie goes into a comic book, and it's a direct sequel to this movie.
The fact that she has a disability.
Yes.
That's a big... underdog, up and coming. This is something you're gonna have to deal with to overcome and be a champ like your dad. But it is, you don't have to be like your dad.
No,
you don't
It's called Next Round though. You would like it.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
It's only 4 issues.
Oh, easy. I'm a speed read.
Because Michael B. Jordan said he's gonna turn this into a franchise. He wants to do a cartoon. He's gonna keep doing different comic book series. Keep making movies. He's gonna make spin-off movies. Michael B. Jordan's trying to make his own Marvel universe out of the Rocky universe. I just hope that Sylvester Stallone gets some payment out of all this.
He gets some back from being Killmonger.
Oh, man. But that's a great pick, man. I loved that movie. That made on my just movie list. I put it as number 7.
Yeah, beat out Iron Claw.
But I loved that movie. That movie was brilliant. Me and my girlfriend got into a big fight in that movie, and then led to us breaking up. And I still put that movie on my list.
I'm actually taking a boxing, so.
That movie was great, man.
All right, what you got?
Have you seen Creed 3?
I haven't seen Creed 1 or 2 yet.
Oh my!
It's on my to-watch list.
Have you seen at least the Rocky movies? Even Rocky Balboa?
I saw Rocky 1 and 2.
You never even saw him fight the Russian? You never saw him fight Mr. T?
Nah.
Pain.
I had other things to do.
These movies came out before you were born. You had your whole life to watch these
I
movies.
had other things to do. They came out before you were born.
I know. I had other things to do.
Rocky Balboa is a genius movie.
You know, when I was a kid, you know what I was watching?
What?
Sesame Street.
I was watching wrestling. And then me and my homeboy and all the kids in the vicinity of the neighborhood would be on the trampoline all day wrestling, breaking arms, breaking elbows, breaking toes and fingers.
But you're a filmmaker. You're an indie filmmaker on top of
right.
it. Is there a better indie filmmaking success story than Rocky Balboa? That first movie, he sold his dog to fund that movie.
Yeah, no, it was a great movie. I'm not. What does that got to do with?
Because you got to watch the whole series to support Sylvester Stallone.
I mean, Sylvester got enough money now.
That's not the point.
He got
it's
enough
humble
money
beginnings.
now.
That's what he's getting.
And that's fine. I watched the first one. I supported. I watched the second one. I supported.
You don't like Mr. T?
I love Mr. T.
How do you know what's part 3? Hulk Hogan. You like wrestling. Hulk Hogan's the third one.
Boy,
I don't like Hulk Hogan.
The fact that Mr. T sat there at that press conference or interview or whatever. He's
yes.
Like, hey, you want to deal with a real man? Huh? Come on. It looked like she was thinking about it.
And I'm sorry, how does the third one end? Oh yeah, another rematch between Rocky and Creed. Except you never see it. It's all screen. And you don't actually find out who won until Creed won.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I just never got around to it.
Beat him. It beats everybody.
Oh man, and Rocky 4, the Russian, dude.
I must break you.
Rocky 5, whatever.
Yeah.
But Rocky Balboa is genius.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking genius.
No, I mean I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean I love Rocky. It's a good.
No. Rocky Balboa is the sixth one.
I know what you're talking about. But I'm saying Rocky in general.
Do you
It's good.
Well, do you understand why he was so apprehensive to train Creed?
Well, he's never seen Creed.
I've never seen Creed. So
But I mean,
well, you have. You saw Rocky. Creed is just a beat
Creed
for
is
beat.
but
the first
like,
one.
but I thought you knew that he's like I ain't trying to train you at first. So, Tommy, you remember Tommy?
He's never seen 5.
Oh right, dude, you just said this. Yeah, but I made that connection
Hey,
in my
play
head.
that clip back.
I saw the movies.
Jason, these are great movies.
They're great. I fully agree.
I had my movies out of order. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
So
Like, I'm not disagreeing. I just Rocky
'cause
1 or
5
2.
is when he was retired, and then Trey Tommy.
I just
I was like,
never
dude,
found
wait a
the time to run back and
You
watch
know how
Rocky.
many times I've watched all of these movies?
dude.
Beyond count. Rocky's one of my favorite franchises. I love that series.
No, it's great. It's great. I fuck with like it, but
I painted the full Mr. T's in these movies.
right. But I'm a little
What
bit.
is your prediction for this fight?
God, man, how do you not love these movies? Slap him.
What are you talking? How many times can you go back and play every time I've said I love the Rocky movie?
But you've never watched past the 2.
I've enjoyed what I watched.
But it never
Play
made
that
you want to
clip
watch
back.
the most?
I
You
enjoyed.
watch more of them?
I would watch more. I just haven't found the time.
If he,
What are you doing today?
Hold on.
Today, sleeping. That's what I'm doing
Look,
today.
A person asks you, "What is your prediction for this fight? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?" And he turns and looks at the camera and says, "Pain." I'm good. He can have the belt. I'm straight. I'm straight. He's got it.
And 3 will make you cry. 4 will
Four kind of tore me up
4 will tear you up. Like those 2 movies are so emotional,
because that is the guilt of I could have stopped this from happening,
and I didn't.
and I did not.
What is it? Kind of like $1 Million Baby.
It's just, oh my god. All right,
I guess you could say that.
my third one for you Texans. I guess it's just Jason. This movie actually takes place in Detroit, but it was filmed right here in Dallas. But it's from the 80s. But they came out with a 4-episode documentary series for one of the greatest sci-fi movies of the 1980s. Anyone want to take a guess?
Is it RoboCop?
You're looking at my favorites.
I know. You said Detroit. I didn't even look for. I couldn't even see the numbers.
So it's called RoboDoc, the making of RoboCop. But it is genius, man. They break apart the making of the first RoboCop movie, which was filmed here in Dallas. Have you seen? So who's seen RoboCop? I know Mike has. You've seen RoboCop. I'm so proud. Round of applause.
Achievements.
You know what? I'll take what I can get nowadays.
Achievements all the way around.
I love RoboCop. That especially the first movie is so genius. But I've seen all the movies, seen the cartoons, seen the TV shows.
He shoots through the skirt.
What?
He shoots through the skirt.
Yes. I want to play the game, but I haven't been able to find it anywhere near. I like physical media when I can get it.
Yeah.
But I have not found the actual game in any stores.
They just
yet.
came out with that.
Like a couple months, like a month or 2 ago, yeah. But I really want to play it.
It looks.
It takes
kinda
place,
smooth.
I think, between 2 and 3.
It looks kind of
okay.
smooth.
It does.
I love them. I love them introducing them into Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh, bro, it was great.
It was. It
Because
was genius.
he some of these characters that they introduce into these games, like the DLC, do not fit. Like I'm like,
Oh,
bro,
are you kidding me?
what
I
are
loved
you
it when Jason
doing?
Voorhees was fucking people up.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees was awesome because he is a revenant. He is
Yes.
what Scorpion is. He is a soul that comes back from the dead.
There's a theory he's a deadite.
There is a theory that he's a deadite. I mean, he was a worm at one point, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. But I loved RoboCop, and so this documentary series where they just break it all down and dive in depth for 4 episodes, so it's like 4 hours long, talking about this movie and breaking down each and all the behind the scenes of it. I was in love. You can buy it at Walmart. It's only like $20.
Yeah.
It was made for a streaming service, but I can't remember which one. And I don't have it.
like money
Otherwise,
well
I would
spent.
plug them for Jason.
We're not plugging pay partnership.
But you can buy it on Blu-ray. It's at Walmart. It's brilliant. It's real. If you like RoboCop, it's worth watching this.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I do like robots.
I love behind the scenes stuff. Like I don't know if you ever seen it's 10 hours long, but Crystal Lake Memories. Have you ever seen that?
No, what's that?
Crystal Lake Memories.
It's a doc about
Friday the 13th.
Friday the
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you would
I
explain.
mean,
more.
even I caught that off the Crystal Lake. Even I was in my head like, oh, it's got to do something with Jason Voorhees. And
I
That
was
was
like-
10
wait a
hours,
minute.
and you watch it in one sitting, and like, oh,
Wow.
whoa, like I love documentaries about movies and TV shows.
I didn't want to assume, Jason. You know what happens when you assume?
you make an ass out of you. Anyways,
You may answer yourself by
So I highly recommend this as a watch if you have time,
Yeah.
and if you like RoboCop.
Rocky.
I do like RoboCop. I'll check it out.
It was a great movie.
Dope.
All right, so number 2, Jay.
All right, so I lied earlier when I said there was no TV shows.
Oh, he lying. Doesn't watch Marvel. Doesn't have another TV show.
See-
His name is Jason. Everything's a lie.
Everything's a lie.
This
So,
person is a
He's
constant
not even
in
a
my
real
life.
redhead.
Not not even natural.
He's constant in my life.
The only constant in your life is Jason Lyon.
The constant in my life is Jason Lyon.
Glad I could be a constant in someone's life.
What's,
Everybody else's life, I just kind of vanish out of.
what's the number 2?
Twisted Metal, the series.
That was I didn't even make my list, but that was
I
brilliant.
ain't watching
Yeah.
it, but I did see it advertised.
All right, so we won't get too much into it, but it was good.
It was fantastic.
But what you're wanting is apparently going to be season 2.
Yeah. I'm ready
So
for
don't
it.
expect what you want, but it is good, and it does set up what you want, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
You agree with that assessment?
I do.
Jason's not gonna like my number 2.
Because I was like, I went into it expecting something, and you don't get it. But the way it ends, it's like, oh, that's next season.
Well, I went in expecting, Twisted Metal, right?
Yes.
An arena full of these killers chasing each other down
Yes.
with death cars. That's what I was expecting. But what I got, I wasn't
looking for it,
I
but I loved
it.
So
and
you
it ends setting up exactly.
Anthony Mackie,
He's such a great actor.
So
Fantastic.
were you upset with what you got at all?
not at all.
And especially since it clearly states what you want is next year.
I will say, he just asked, was there anything I was upset about? I was upset. I'm a big Samoa Joe fan, and I was upset. I think Samoa Joe could have played. What is his name? It just blanked on me.
He does play Sweet Tooth, right?
Sweet Tooth. Yeah, I wished they didn't dub over his voice, because that wasn't in Samoa Joe's voice. That was another actor. I can't remember his name. And I wish Samoa Joe would have played his real voice, because he played the body. I wish Samoa Joe would have got to play his real voice.
Play the voice as well.
That's the only thing where
That's a fair complaint.
that's the only thing that I'm just like, oh, that's kind of fucked off. But everything else, I'm like,
I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. That was a great show.
yeah.
And I'm so excited for the next season.
I'm ready, man. I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
I didn't expect a lot from that show, to be honest.
I didn't either. The trailer, it
Trailer did not sell it.
It didn't,
And it's like,
no.
how do you bring Twisted Metal to life? But they gave it heart.
yeah, they gave it a nice backstory leading up to what it's about to be in season 2. We getting ready.
That's a really good pick. It's worth
I'm
watching.
about to check it out.
It's good.
That's a good pick.
You ready?
Yeah.
And you already know my number 1, so
Well, so
Oh yeah.
you're number 2?
Fast X.
Really?
Yeah.
Fast X?
Yeah. That's. I did it. I knew it.
I enjoyed Fast X, but
Okay.
number 2 movie of the year?
It was okay.
This
So
might be more upsetting than his Transformers.
anymore. We done after this.
so
That might be more upsetting than his Transformers pick.
no. Okay. So this is why it is my number 2, because number 1.
Well, don't tell us the number 1 yet.
No, because number 1 it was.
Number 1 is the
number
why.
1 as to why.
you
I was
rolling on
looking
your script.
forward. I was appreciate you. I was like, no. Number 1, I was looking forward to seeing this. What is the next chapter?
I'm not shitting on the movie. I'm just like,
No,
I am.
This number 2 of the year?
Number for me, yeah. Number 2 of the year for me, in a sense of like what I anticipated, what I was looking forward to. Because a lot of these, I didn't know they were coming out.
I'll say that 3 movies this year, I enjoyed all 3, but they all pissed me off because they all did the same thing. And those 3 movies are Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning,
Yeah.
I didn't even say it.
Fast X,
I already know where you're going with this.
and then Across the Spider-Verse. And they all great movies. They're all great movies, and they all pissed me off for the same
They
reason.
set up another movie.
They're all to be continued, and they're all to be continued at the worst part. Like, no, like literally Across the Spider-Verse, people booed in my theater because they're like, no, I need to know what happens next.
Like it really at this point is just candy for my brain. I go here and I switch my brain off.
I'm not shitting on the story. I'm just saying you should have had an ending, and then you could have even left the ending open-ended for the next movie because we know there's a part 2. But you ended it in the middle of the story.
The fact that The Rock came back.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
So much shit was talked.
Oh much shit.
In the press about one another. And then for The Rock to show up,
Candy asses.
all I thought was like, wow, Black Adam nuked your career.
But that's
How
the thing.
much shit is The Rock eating being in that movie?
He's eating so much shit. He
I
had
love The
he
Rock.
had to return to wrestling. He's eating that much shit.
He did. Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
That's how you know.
Look, I love The Rock.
Y'all ain't gonna talk about my Rock.
Hey.
No. I love The Rock, but he overhyped Black Adam so much. He put his reputation on the line.
I feel like there was a lot of I want to be Superman, but I can't be Superman.
There are black Superman. He could have been Superman.
There are black Superman, but are they gonna? They're not really trying to do Elseworld shit all the time.
No, I guess that's fair.
And the fact that he's like, oh, I can be Superman, but I can still be different.
The fact he fucked it up when he was like, oh, Shazam's not welcome in my movie. And it's like, you're playing Shazam's villain. What the fuck do you mean?
I'm gonna tell you.
No, it's the fact that number 2, he was supposed to be the villain, but I want my own movie.
Yeah.
I want my own movie.
He abused his star power and it blew up in his face.
I'm gonna tell you.
You can't deny that. He did.
No, he did. He absolutely.
I definitely. But what?
I love The Rock. I'm not trying to shit on him, but that is what happened.
Hey, I am. Look, Rock, you fucked up. You fucked up, Rock.
You
sat here and cost another.
Can't smell,
hold on.
So
Hold on.
Smell what The Rock is cooking.
No, let me tell you. The Rock, I was a huge Rock fanboy up until last year. He cost another actor his job. Witcher 3, The Witcher.
Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill left Witcher 3 to return as Superman against Black Adam.
That's not what I heard. I heard he left Witcher 3 because he didn't like where the story was going.
But Rock pulled him because they share the same production
Producer?
agent. They share the same agent. And Rock had him pulled to come back as Superman to fight against Black Adam.
Yeah, but that's also on WB, dog. Like they like that's why the tweet came out. They was like, yeah, go ahead, put the tweet out. Say you can. He's like, hey, your boy's back. And then all of a sudden, they bring in James Gunn. James Gunn's like, I don't want him.
To be fair, you can't shit on James Gunn for that because the Snyderverse, for good or ill.
I don't shit on James Gunn. I shit on The Rock.
No. I'm saying recasting.
You gotta shit on WB.
I'm saying recasting Henry Cavill.
Where you going?
Give me a cookie.
Man, you don't walk out of
We're
podcast.
not eating a cookie while we're recording.
Are you serious?
No, I was gonna give you some water. That was it.
Okay. I'm not cutting that out. That's staying in. So what was I even saying?
I don't know, man. You just got everything on fucked up.
James Gunn having to recast Henry Cavill because he can't connect it to the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Because the Snyderverse was a clusterfuck. I'm sorry.
It was.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a DC fan.
And you have characters in that movie that have not been properly introduced.
Yeah.
You got Cyborg. Who plays Cyborg? I haven't seen him get work since. Ray Fisher?
You see how bad Blue Beetle bombed.
Blue Beetle was awesome, though.
I ain't see it.
Yeah.
I'm friends with that guy's agent, and he's on Cobra Kai. You be nice to him.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be real.
That movie was good.
I didn't care for it.
I loved it.
That's why it wasn't in my top.
I hear it's good.
It was. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was genius.
I mean, I think there's some biasness towards to me. There's no biasness. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Like, I feel like there's an aura of biasness coming from this.
Why?
Because I'm friends with the agent and my best friend and this and
He's not my best friend. I've met her once. But
I'm just saying. There's an aura of biasness coming from that angle.
I walked the picket line with her, and she was like, "If you ever need anything, here's my number."
If you ever need anything, here's my number.
She was a great person.
Don't be. Go ahead and be biased towards one of my actors.
She's from Cobra Kai, one of the greatest shows on television.
It was okay. It was a little cheesy.
Oh, he's drunk. He's drunk.
It was cheesy.
This is what happens when you only get 2 hours of sleep. You get delirious and all your brain cells die.
I can't get a cookie, but all right.
Regardless, back to the conversation.
Hold on, Cobra Kai is genius.
It's okay. I've watched a few episodes. It didn't catch my attention. Just being honest. It wasn't
Slap
bad.
him.
Bro. Chosen comes back.
It was okay. I thought it was a little cheesy.
You never liked the Karate Kid.
I did. I liked Ralph Macchio's, and then I liked Hilary Swank's. It was good.
But just Ralph Macchio's and just the first 3.
The first 2.
The third one's good too.
You didn't like third?
Which one was 3?
With Silver.
Who?
Silver.
I didn't. Oh, you talking about with
Crease is homie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that one. I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, my dear Lord. God, why?
What?
Why, God?
Well, you talking about Jackie Chan's version?
No!
Yeah, so I must have missed one in between Hilary Swank and Jackie Chan.
Hilary Swank.
It's before
It's
Hilary
before.
Swank.
Hilary Swank is the fourth movie.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, then I missed one in between.
'Cause it's the
Ralph
new
Macchio
Karate
and Hilary
Kid.
Swank.
I'm kind of hoping they bring her in. I just want her to be brought into the last season of Cobra Kai. As like,
Am I saying, is that Hilary Swank? Am I saying that?
because you know how they're doing like the world. You're caught up, right?
Yes.
So you know how they're doing like the world tournament for the last season. I want her to be the sensei at another dojo that's competing.
That'd be dope.
Like
That'd
just
be
to
dope.
tie it in, because that's the only one that needs to be tied in.
That'd be dope. The fact that
I think we're really off topic.
They
here.
pay respects to
Like
Pat.
we went all the way from the what was it, Fast 2 to Black Adam.
But this is what we do. But okay, Fast X.
we went really
Yeah,
off topic.
Fast X.
Now we're talking about Cobra Kai and Karate Kid.
I feel that
Hey, I appreciate the connecting we did there to get to that point.
pretty good.
And I completely forgot what the topic was. But yeah, Fast X.
Jason Momoa, I feel like, is the Joker on steroids.
Here, I love Vin Diesel. Here's my issue with Vin Diesel. He got into a public feud with The Rock.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And then he finally got The Rock to come back. And then this movie comes out. And I thought Jason Momoa did a good job in this movie.
I did too.
I enjoyed his character. The movie didn't perform as well as the last one. Vin Diesel immediately comes out. Oh, Jason Momoa fucked up.
Fault.
He was chewing up the scenery. It's like, you need him to come back for the next movie.
It was awesome, bro. When he says, "Bro, this mug."
No, I'm not criticizing him. I'm criticizing Vin Diesel being stupid.
No, I get it. I get it.
Vin need to stay off Instagram.
You
'cause
need
he be
him back.
attacking.
Why are you insulting him?
I don't know.
But Jason Momoa, I thought was a great villain, and I love that they reshot scenes from Part 5 with Jason Momoa in it.
Very believable.
I was like, that. I loved it though. Like that kind of corniness, I love.
I love that he fell into the water and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, he really is Aquaman. He's really him.
Oh,
but
at least his other movie this year didn't make your list.
Man, I just wish Vin would like hire like Paul's brother, and I'll pretend that it's really Brian.
I want Brian O'Connor back so bad. They should have killed him off or recast him. But having him just sit out every mission is the most annoying thing.
We
ever.
need everybody, but you know Brian and Mia, they're safe over there.
No, Mia's in it. She's been in the last couple ones.
No, I mean yeah, but he says that, and then all of a sudden Mia shows up, so he's the babysitter.
Just recast him.
Who's gonna watch the kids? Like,
who watches Vin's son? You'll be fine.
At this point, his son in it. His son pulling levers.
Yeah, seriously.
Killing people, shooting rockets
We
with John
need
Cena.
Brian O'Connor back.
The fact that they want me to believe that John Cena died in this movie, though.
Oh, you know he's not dead.
He ain't dead.
My friend was like,
Vin-
oh my god, everybody died in the plane crash. And it's like, are you serious?
Bro, like, first of
They
all,
just brought back Gal Gadot. They're going to kill off Han?
she fell off of a running. They're fine. They tucked and rolled. John hit the ground running. He's good.
But I do love, though, that the implosion of the DC universe brought everybody back to Fast and the Furious. We got Black Adam and Wonder Woman back. And we got Aquaman.
Hey, yo, Vin. Hey, yeah, so it's not hot over there, so I was wondering.
Vin Diesel's like, hey, I heard James Gunn fired you. Hey, I heard James Gunn fired you too. Hey, yo, you also got fired by James Gunn. All of you. I'm taking all of you.
Henry Cavill's gonna be the next Fast.
Oh, you know it.
Henry Cavill.
Every member of the Avengers is gonna make their way over to the Fast and the Furious movies.
The Avengers.
Vin Diesel's not even casting anymore. He's just walking around the Warner Brothers lot as people are packing up their boxes.
You.
that's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
All the Justice League is gonna be in Fast and Furious.
So my number 2 pick is Godzilla minus. Well, Fast X is good. I did love Fast X.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have put that on my list, but that is a good movie.
On my list.
Godzilla minus 1 was my number 2.
It's a great movie.
I loved it. That movie touched me.
It's a solid pick.
You need to watch it, Jason.
It's on my. I am. I'm getting around to it.
And then we have your number 1 pick.
Iron Claw.
All right. So what's your number 1 pick? Spider-Man. Now, I wasn't shitting on that movie. I
don't know. I felt a little shit.
No. I just.
like
I,
it was
I,
A lot of shit.
I feel like it was a lot of shit.
No. I love those movies.
I'm just fucking with you.
I love those movies. It was very much the where they chose to end the movie.
I got you.
It's like you could have ended the movie a little bit sooner. You could have ended it where he comes to the house and thinks it's his house, but you end it right when like, oh, they're about to go rescue him. That is such a weird place.
What was so dope to me about this movie was the transition of the Spot, because like, man, the Spot, I'm not gonna take you serious.
Yeah,
are you serious?
I do love the Spot.
And by the end, he is a major threat. It is it comes back to the trolley question that we talked about last podcast, on the sense of, wait, I can't save my dad. He's like, well, dude, if you do this, you might.
I forgot what they called it. Was the crisis points or the canon events.
Canon events, which are nexus points in the MCU.
Yeah,
like, bro, and
I love that Childish Gambino's characters out there. And he's like live action in the movie.
Hey. Like, and I think he's like, I caught that one. Something he's like, man, something on a banana peel or something like that. They tie in the 1970s Spider-Man.
The PlayStation games.
Yes, I can do anything you can do, and he swings by him. Oh, it's hilarious. And
it's such a brilliant movie.
Deep conversation with his mom, and you know the theme of it. He's like, I don't feel like I belong. Oh, he's about to move to Jersey, and she's like, there will be people that tell you don't belong. And what is Miguel? He's like, yo, you're an accident. You don't belong. You're not supposed to be here.
Miguel is the one point of the movie that I'm like, I love how he's such a kind of asshole, but in the comics, I love that character.
Yes.
And turning him into the villain was for me kind of like, you couldn't have made another villain.
But the point of it is like, look, this happened to me. I'm not trying to have this happen no
one else. Yeah. I just, because I'm such a fan of Spider-Man 2999, that making him the villain, it hurt me.
Hobie was dope.
But they did it in a good way.
Very much so. Hobie Brown was dope. Like, you know, I love good storytelling where you drop this and then it comes back later. He's like,
that spider was from another universe.
Oh yeah.
And then when he tries to go home,
the DNA
it
of
goes
the spider.
to that universe, and I'm like, that was such a cool thing that was dropped so subtly up here to play off back here. It was brilliant.
The Elseworld Miles, he's more in tune with his Puerto Rican roots because he's staying with his mom only.
Yeah.
And so you hear the difference in the accents.
Yeah.
You know, in Spider-Man's my guy.
And his dad's not there, so his main influence was his uncle. And you see how his life went a different route.
And so I can only
I'm so excited for part 3.
The soundtrack?
Oh. The art design and the soundtrack you can't fuck with that.
And I feel like TMNT took points from this.
Oh, they were clearly trying to do this. I don't think they succeeded, but they were trying to. It's good, but it's not this level.
Yeah, it's
good.
not. It's not.
Have you haven't seen this? Have you at least seen Beyond the Spider-Verse? Or Into the Spider-Verse? I'm sorry, Into the Spider-Verse. These are good movies.
These are definitely good movies.
I mean, I like all the Spider-Man movies, but these might be easily the best Spider-Man movies.
I think what they wanted from Tom Holland, people were like crying, like, "Oh, he needs to do it on his own," and like you have the the growth of Miles through. Okay, these guys are comfortable where they're at as Spider-Man. I haven't been doing this that long, and then by the time this movie comes out, he's like, "Yeah, I got the hang of this."
I give Sony a lot of shit for not understanding the Spider-Man characters. This series is the one time where they got it right.
Yeah. Like,
they did their homework. They understood. And this, I know this is a lot of people's first introduction into Miles. And they killed that introduction.
Oh, yeah. Very, very much so.
I'm really excited for part 3.
I cannot wait.
But I mean, and when I say people booed at the movie when it ended, it was because everyone was so, you could hear a pin drop. How invested people were, and then it was like, to be continued, and then it was like, what?
No,
like,
bro,
people were pissed.
Like, it was locked. It was all of us in there, in that theater. And it's like, I was like, wait, she's like, so, are you in? I was like, wait. I was like, how much time is left? It's like, bro, we only got 50. I was like, no. And it cuts off. It says to be continued. I was like, no, they didn't.
The entire theater erupted. Everyone went from being like, this is the greatest movie ever to like, what the fuck is that?
Bro, I was I sat there and I was like, nah, this shit about to kick back on. It's
Oh.
about to kick back on.
Everybody was, and then the strike happens, and it's like, oh my god, how long are we gonna have to wait for this next movie? I need the ending. But it's brilliant. You need to watch these movies. These movies are beyond brilliant.
I think that goes back to our conversation. I'm not a Miles fan.
Yeah, we
So-
talked about that.
You know, me not being a Miles fan, I don't know.
Miles is.
I'm
like,
not even gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you it's on my list to watch. It's not. It's
You
nowhere
gotta
near
tie
my
him
list.
down and force him to watch it.
We'd be doing him a favor. This movie's brilliant.
It's amazing. The great storytelling, great carrying throughout the theme, a theme of a movie. The people who come back,
master storytellers
Yes.
who know how to tell a story.
Peter B. Parker is like his whole thing. His whole arc was like, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. And him and MJ break up, but he ends up having Mayday because he had the influence on Miles. He's like, oh, I won't be such a shitty dad. Oh, I can help people. I won't screw this person's life up.
It is real emotion. Like this movie plays on the heartstrings
So much
well.
So well. I like. Oh yeah, like I said, I like Obi and I like Pat.
Yeah.
Pat was cool. He was he's like, I only been doing this shit for like 5 months, 5 or 6 months. I've been Spider-Man. Like, oh, chai tea,
Yeah.
chai tea, ATM machine.
Chinese tea.
Chinese tea. Do you like cream in your coffee? I was like,
It was.
bro,
It's just,
I kept doing that joke too. Like,
it's brilliant, man. It's such a well made movie. It's a mastercraft in making movies.
very much so. Man, I even did a scene from it in my acting class. So I was like, yeah, it was. I think it was like 3 weeks after. I was like, yo, Maggie, you want to do this movie? I mean, you want to do the scene? She's like, yeah. And it's deep rooted because I have PR in my family. I have PR in my blood, and she's full blown Puerto Rican. So we were like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Miles and his mom.
It's brilliantly done.
Yeah.
So my number one movie is a movie called Polite Society.
I heard about it.
It's a movie about these two sisters. The oldest one is an artist, and the youngest one is trying to be a stunt double.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cheesy, it's corny, but it's brilliant. It's a hidden sci-fi movie. Like you don't really know it's a sci-fi movie till the end, but it's fun. Like there are fights in the movie when like people are fighting, and whenever they fight, like the sisters fight. So it's like Khan versus Khan. It's like straight up like Mortal Kombat. It's brilliant.
Yep.
Like it's so much fun, but at the heart of it, it's this movie about this older sister is trying to make it as an artist and she fails.
Right.
And then she's like, I'm not good enough. And she gives up on her dream and she starts dating this guy and she's kind of like, I'm just gonna settle into the life that everyone wants me to have because I can't make it. And her little sister, who's trying to do something completely different, but looks up to her and is like, but if you can't do it, then I can't do it. Like all of her self-worth is built into her hero worship of her sister. And so her world crumbles and she's trying to save her sister from the boyfriend and like, no, you can't date this guy.
Is the boyfriend a bad guy?
Well, so that's the crux of the whole movie. Is she keeps trying to prove he's a bad guy and he keeps turning out to be like Prince Charming.
Oh wow.
Until the end, but it turns out, no, he's a sci-fi villain. This movie's fucking creepy. But it's so well done. It has so much heart. And if you're an artist and you've ever like failed and you've ever been like, how do I keep going? This movie nails that so well.
Yeah. We've had conversations like that.
Have we?
Yeah. Damn. You see, yeah, man, I'm about to cry.
This
You don't listen to
movie
me.
understands that mentality of like this is who I am, but it's so hard and sometimes I question myself.
Yeah.
And it drives into that and brings it home in a way that I haven't seen a lot of other things do. I love this movie so much. The day it came out, I saw it twice in theaters. I went back and watched it again.
You paid money. Right,
I get Movie Pass. I don't pay for movies.
I did the same thing when Jurassic World dropped. I went back to the theater and watched
The
it
same day?
like 4 times.
I saw this movie 4 times in theaters. Yeah. Saw it twice the first day, the next week, and the week after. Then I bought it when it came out on digital, and then I bought it when it came out on
Okay,
Blu-ray.
I'm not gonna lie. I did that with Infinity War, but
This is now my 3rd favorite movie of all time.
oh wow.
After Blood In, Blood Out and The Terminator.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Blood in, Blood out.
Private Society.
Polite Society.
Polite Society.
I'll check that out.
This movie, it touched me in a way, maybe because of where I was at mentally at the time, but it really connected with me on a level that most movies don't connect with me on.
It sounds like something I would like very much. So I've had those doubts.
Yeah.
Especially being an actor, and I'm surprised you don't remember these conversations.
Man, we have a lot of
Oh,
conversations.
we do.
So those are our top 5. We did 5 last week and then 5 this week. I think they're all pretty good picks. Any honorable mentions you want to throw out there?
I threw out School Spirit.
Honorable mentions.
Or is it Spirit School?
Spirit School.
That's what it is. I always get it backwards.
Nah, nothing for me.
Cocaine Shark.
Cocaine Shark.
Is that a
Honorable
real movie?
mention. Huh?
That's a real movie?
Yeah, it's a real movie.
You
Came out.
lying? You serious?
I'm serious. Came out this year. Cocaine Shark. Honorable mention. Just for the pure ridiculousness.
I just started watching Reacher. That's really good. You made me go out and buy the books.
Yeah, I go with Reacher too. Yeah,
Reacher's really good.
I like how he bro, he's just like people want him as Batman so bad.
I love that dude. So there's a show called Blood Drive. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Have you ever seen that? So it takes place in this show came out like 2 years ago, and the opening credits like in the far, far future of 1999. Which as soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna love this show.
Oh, God.
It's straight up a B, like the B movie from an old drive-in back in the day.
I would love that. I like just that alone. I'd watch it.
And so it's that dude. He has to race across. He's a cop who gets stuck in this underground race across the country with this girl. And the car's gasoline is blood, so you can only drive the car off of human blood. It's brilliant and crazy. And then the season ends.
John watches weird shit, dog.
Bro,
I don't
this
even
shit-
question what John watches
funny.
nowadays. You see what I'm saying? Like, if anybody comes up as a serial killer, 99% is going to be John.
Meanwhile, his partner cop gets abducted by the company that is secretly running the underground race, and is being turned into a cyborg assassin for the company. You guys clearly didn't watch a lot of sci-fi in the 70s and 80s and it shows.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm surprised that the plot.
The plot is genius.
It's frightening.
Yeah, Mike said it's frightening.
It's genius.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. When I watched The Boys premiere with my dad. It's season 2, I think.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "Oh, they need to put these motherfucking writers under the jail." He said, "Hell no."
I'm sorry, it is pretty fucked up, man. At the very beginning of that first season, dude is running so fast.
He runs through his girlfriend.
He runs through his girlfriend.
But that dude from Reacher, he's in Blood Drive. He's the main
He's
star.
also in Fast X.
He is in Fast X.
We don't talk about trash.
But then he's also Hawk in the Titans.
He is. I had 2 Aquamans in one movie.
You did. I love him. He's such a good actor. Like that dude is so talented. He would be a killer Batman.
He would. He's got the structure, the
only
the
good
voice.
Batman's a non-existent Batman. Just throwing that out there for the camera.
That's really disrespectful to the fact that
I can't fan cast.
No, that's just disrespectful. He's talking shit about Kevin Conroy because he's dead now. That's just rude.
Oh.
I don't like Batman.
Oh.
Fuck Batman.
How dare you shit on Kevin Conroy's grave? And Adam West's grave?
Adam West, really?
Adam West. Okay, we're going to do the next episode about comic book characters.
That's back when Batman was groovy.
Why would we do another episode about something I know nothing about?
Well, because we're going to do one about comic book characters. Because Mike's here, and we got to talk shit about you for an hour.
Yeah.
So tune in next week.
Fuck Jason.
Fuck all Batmans.
Give us legends.